Hi, my name is Jonathan Cannon, and today I wanted to review a product that I've owned for quite some time. I did buy this product and actually had to replace it because the first one didn't work very well. But this is a Ryobi electric carry pressure washer. It's 1600 psi and 1.2 gallons per minute. Now I've had this thing for I think going on 4 years now, and it's been a decent pressure washer. I've had a couple of issues with it. Let me tell you how much I use it though first. I use it about once a week to wash 2 vehicles, and that's about all it gets used for. And so that's roughly what, 52 times a year? So that would be a half an hour of use per time for the 52 times a year. So that's about how much use it gets. The pressure washer came with 3 different nozzles. One, which I'll show you later, does a circular pattern on it and actually works really well. This one is a low pressure nozzle, which I use with the soap dispenser in the pressure washer, and it actually does a pretty good job with the soap dispenser. Because I use it for the vehicles, I just have vehicle soap in there that I dilute down, and then it's got a pressure nozzle, which is very useful, and it's a fan pattern on the pressure nozzle. So I have, from another pressure washer I've added this white one, which is more also a fan pattern, but a tighter pattern on the pressure washer. So the good about it, it's small, it's lightweight, it's portable, I can carry it, and I store it on a shelf. It works pretty well. It's got plenty of pressure for washing a vehicle. Very happy with that. And it works well with my garden hose. On my house, I'm on a well with a pressure tank, and there's no issue keeping up with it. So it really works well for that. It's perfect pressure for my vehicle. It cleans out the wheel wells, cleans off the wheels, does all the cleaning I need, and so I'm very happy with that. And it does dispense the soap well, and when I put it on the vehicle, and then I can either do a touch wash or I can continue to pressure wash this. The bads. It came with the drop cord came with a ground fault, which makes sense because if your cord gets wet, it'll pop the circuit on the cord and not cause an issue in your home. That failed within the first year, and so what I had to do is I actually just cut the cable and put a regular plug on it. And before anybody says, oh, that's dangerous, I have a ground fault plug that it plugs into, and I have a ground fault breaker. If any water gets on it, it's going to pop one of those, and so I'm not really worried about that. But that did fail, and had I not replaced it or fixed it, it rendered the pressure washer useless. The other issue that I've found is that it doesn't take long. Well, I shouldn't say it doesn't take long. Every couple of years, I have to go in and replace all of the O-rings in the pressure washer. Otherwise, it starts to leak. And I know it starts to leak. The evidence of that is when I stop spraying and I set it down and I'm washing the car off or whatever it is, and it sits for a couple of minutes, all of a sudden it'll kick on and repressurize, and it gets worse and worse until it's kicking on every couple of seconds to repressurize, and so it's leaking past those O-rings, and so those have to be replaced every couple of years. It has just started doing that again. It doesn't do it very much right now, so it just started, but another month or a month and a half, and I'm gonna have to replace all those O-rings, and that takes a little effort because you got to take the whole thing apart and rebuild the entire pressure washer. So if you don't want to get into that sort of issue, then this probably isn't the pressure washer for you. So anyway, I'll demonstrate a little bit about it. What I'm going to do is wash this car, and I'm just going to spray it with soap and then wash it off with the 2 different nozzles so you can see how it works. It's a quick release. Oh, I guess I should say, one of the things, obviously, I hook my hose up to it, and before I ever turn it on, I've got to get the air out. And so I do that by leaving the power off, and I just squeeze the trigger there until it squirts out all the air. But I'll go ahead and put this low pressure nozzle on and turn it on. You can hear it pressurizes. Now it does have soap in it. I've already put that in there. And now you ought to see as I spray, it'll take a moment, but then it'll start to... Now, hopefully you can see that on the video, but there is a film of soap on there. Now obviously this is not a foam cannon, it's just putting a layer of soap on there. So I'll finish that up. Now you will notice the hose is not long enough, the spray hose, to reach all the way around the car. If I set the unit at the very back of the car, I can go up both sides and just barely get the front on either side. But generally I have to pick it up and move it from one side of the vehicle to the other in order to spray the whole car. But as long as I'm careful with my setup, I can get it all done. Now, you can see that I washed that off, and then I will go ahead and demonstrate both of the nozzles. First, I'll start with the fan nozzle. See, it's a pretty tight stream, and you can see now once that nozzle hits it, it really starts to disperse that soap. Now you'll notice I'm keeping fairly far away from the vehicle because this is enough pressure to damage the paint, and I don't want to do that if I get close, so I keep it anywhere from 18 to 24 inches away. Plus, because it's not a super high volume pressure washer, it doesn't put out, you know, tons and tons of water, boatloads of water, and so to rinse it off, you have to take a few minutes to rinse it off and actually get enough water on the vehicle to wash the soap away. Now, when I first bought this, I bought a foam blaster with it that was also a Ryobi foam blaster. That foam blaster lasted about 1 year and then went kaput. So I haven't had one. I've been intending to buy one, but the foam blaster that was in the store on the shelf next to this, either I got a dud or it's just not a high quality product. And so anyway, the other thing that I wanted to mention on this is I am using hot water on this go around. I have a spigot on this outside of my house that actually serves hot water to my hose. I use hot, I use cold, it just depends on you know. Now, I'm going to go ahead and switch and do the tires. That way I don't have to move this the pressure washer but one more time. So we've moved it. We did all the soap on one side, I moved it over here, I did all the soap on this side, then I went ahead and washed it on this side. I'll go ahead and do the wheels. Oftentimes I'll spray them with a spray, let it sit, and then I'll do them. But that way I only have to move this thing twice in the whole video. I really like that nozzle. It does a great job in the wheels. Okay, now I'll do these wheels and then I'll rinse this side off and we'll be done. Okay, I'll change the head. So to change the head, you just pull that back. The old one pops off. Pull that back. Oops. And then put that one on. Okay. So, in conclusion, I'll say that, you know, for washing our vehicle and for doing some pretty, you know, light work, it's worked out okay. I have had the issue with the ground fault, and I have had the issue with the having to replace the O-rings. So, you know, it's not a product that's going to last without issue and without any sort of input from the user for a very long time, especially if you're using it regularly. But as a product that I've used and I've been able to function and get my car washed every week or really every week for the last 3-4 years, I think it's worked out okay. So would I buy it again? I like that it fits on a shelf and that I can literally wind it all up and put it on the shelf and be done with it. Yes, I like that a lot. Do I like that I have to work on it and fix it on occasions? No, I don't like that. So would I buy it again? If I could find another one that I could pick up and put on a shelf, then I might try another company. So hopefully that helps you as you're considering whether or not to buy one of these hand-carried ones from Ryobi. I bought this at Home Depot. If you like what you saw here, hit that like and hit that subscribe button. If you have any experience with these, please put it in the comment section below and let me know what you have found. And if you've had the same issues I've had with the O-rings and the other. So hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching.